Streamers, just wanted to go ahead and kick open a quick little build day video here, getting started on my next project here. Had been working on a 30-second Avenger, but I wanted to start a little something different, so I do have on my YouTube page a review of this build, what it will be about, but it is the number 32 Tiny Lund 64 Ford Galaxie. This is an original AMT release from the late 60s, early 70s. Actually, it was built in Troy, Michigan. So, kind of a interesting old kit. Either case, so just getting started right now. Just kind of got some flash removed off the bottom of the transmission. Just removing some more flash right now. This is still kind of going to be a test kind of bed. As I get used to the idea of doing streams, so if there's times when I'm not saying a whole lot, or if you hear my dog barking in the background, try not to take too much notice of that. Primarily just working away on an old kit. My wife will be coming home here shortly as well, so might be getting a call here when she heads out or something like that. So right now, just kind of doing a little bit of cleanup. These old kits, the molds weren't exactly the most accurate in the world, and so there's a lot of flash to deal with on these old kits. As you can see here, this is like a very soft fit. It's not exactly the most detailed model in the world, but then again, I mean, it's one of like the only options that you have for it, so you know, what do you do? But in either case, again, just kind of a brief review. This is going to be the car that I'm building, 32 Ford, driven by Tiny Lund in the 64 season. So setting some stuff off to the side, I'll keep working here. If you have any questions or anything like that, if you catch me on the live stream, definitely go ahead and just post in the chat section. I'll try to check it as much as I can. But again, as I'm kind of new to this, be gentle. The sanding sticks, if anybody happens to be wondering, are Flory Models production, produced by Flory Models. I have basically their entire range. I've used others in the past from Squadron, things like that. For general sanding use, I have yet to find a sanding stick that really has the durability that theirs do, or his does, I should say. It really just, you know, fits the bill. It just does what it's supposed to do, which is absolutely great. So, glue primarily be using, it's going to be Tamiya extra thin. So just going through. I'll do a quick test fit, just make sure nothing's weird. Kind of pushes apart in a couple of spots. Bigger stick here. The other nice thing about the Flory model sanders, if you have never actually used them, is you can pretty much sand anything with these sticks. They just chew almost anything up. And very nice when it comes to self-cleaning. They do clean very, very well. So that's a lot better. Always worth doing a quick little test fit just to make sure things are working. I do have some just standard pegs, wood pegs here. I'll just go ahead and use just to pin it together. Wait, I always build up my blocks is I go ahead and just run a bead glue around the entire edge just to soften that edge of plastic, and then push them together. Also allows it to soften up and just give a little smush. These are very cheap pegs from like a dollar store here in the US. So the springs aren't too bad when it comes to pressure. However, the opening throw of these is not that big. But because the springs aren't that much under pressure, you can take and just kind of pry them apart a little bit extra and get them. I'll go ahead and just run a bead all the way down through. That just kind of fill, soften, and close up any gaps, fill any voids, things like that. Hope everybody's week is going well. Happy hump day. So set that aside just to dry. That'll take a while to dry. So kind of moving on. I'm going to go ahead, actually pull this puppy apart. Where's my screwdriver? This one just doesn't quite grip in there. Of course, it did clean up my desk, so now I can't find Jack. Let's see. Should be able to just get these wheels and tires off. Actually, there's my pliers. Dropping show you the age of the kit. Everything's held together by flathead screws. So again, it'll definitely just be a mantelpiece. It's not going to be one that would win any sort of competition or anything like that. Unless they had one for like old ass kits or something like that, then that might win that. But alright, so the wheels that I'm using are from PPP, Plastic Performance Products, or products, I think it is. Yeah, Plastic Performance Production. I keep messing that one up. Let's see. They are very nicely detailed versions of the Holman and Moody 9-inch wheels that was used in NASCAR in the late 60s. And set that in there. Primarily at this point, just gonna kind of figure out what's holding these back and out, sand these down, get these all pretty much primed up and ready to go. So they are marked A and B for the front and rear. I'm trying to tell if that's where the problem is. Just doing some scrape cleaning inside of the wheel. There's a little bit of burring. I'm trying to tell if that's what's holding the wheels apart, to where they're not going to seal properly, or if it's just that the wheels are just a teeny bit too wide. As I believe they are, I don't know if they're, I'm assuming plastic by the name of the company, but with how nice the quality of molding is, could potentially be resin as well. Just cleaning this one, check it out, see what it looks like here. The front side fits perfect, it's just back side that just doesn't quite, yeah. I think it's just that it's too big. I'll sand this one down just a tiny bit here. One other product by Flory Models that is nice is a huge, large sanding sheet like this. So you can lay things flat and get a good flat sand. Careful not to remove too much. Still just a bit thick. Yeah, it's just thick. The other thing about these sanding sticks is make sure you don't really push, just kind of lightly, just rest on the top of them, and they will work a whole lot better to really chew these things up. There we go. It's a little better, I think. Go ahead and let's see. Might break out my drum sander here. Let's try this real quick. Just carefully slicing across the wheel here. Just to try to get that center burr out. See if that makes any difference. Alright, let's try that. So yeah, that just fits beautifully on that front side. Let's see. Yeah, that's it. It's just that burr's holding it out. So, to kind of give a review of what I'm seeing. So, if you take a look at the back of this, the front side looks beautiful. It's sitting flush the way it should. However, if you look at the back side, that doesn't look too good. Sticking out proud like that. What I've done to fix this is on the inside of the tire. Hopefully, you'll be able to see it in the light if I can get the right light angle. I'll take you off my stand for just a moment here, just so I can do this. So if you look at it in the right light angle, there's that bead that runs like dead center of the tire there. That is holding it out and keeping it from actually going all the way in where it should. So basically just carving that piece out. I'm going to see if that resolves my issue of the tires not sitting flush. If so, then that will save me doing a whole lot of sanding. However, if that doesn't work, I can still sand. This is where probably just grabbing up my Dremel would be a better idea, so I'm not chewing up the inside of the tire too bad. Let's see. Let's put this one. Yeah, that's what it is. It's just that bead. So, just that quick little cut around with the knife, and that sits flush now. Actually, I might just sand a teeny bit off, because putting that front end flush, it did pull back out just the tiniest bit. Let's grab that off. Go ahead and just do a tiny little bit of sanding here. Alright, actually, yeah. Just a tiny little bit of sanding on that wheel back, and that does the trick. I'll go ahead and use one of my axles here, just to get this out so that I don't damage that wheel back too much. The only other thing I have to say as a complaint about these, and it's about the only other thing that really there is to complain about, with the PPP Productions. The tires are beautifully designed, masterful tread detail, pretty much no center seam. However, the reason there is no center seam is the injection is in the back. So you have ejector pins on the back side of the wheel. So I'm going to go ahead and have to sand those off. For that, use a dual sanding sponge here, which has, has a really stiff, coarse grit on the back side here. Make sure my phone's doing okay. Yeah, it's not recording, so it's just fine. Actually, that's not even working, so I will go to the very coarse sanding stick first. And I'll grab out the next one up. Well, I believe, I'll wait to see here. I believe that may be my wife. So I'll probably be cutting this one short. As I work thirds, evenings are about the only time I get to spend with her, so. In case of any of you are wondering, the pup that we got is a pug chihuahua. Oops, oops. Oh, hopefully that one won't get lost in the carpet monster. As soon as I can find it and trim it. Tire decided to go rolling away. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and cut this video a little short here. Basically at this point, just probably going to finish sanding off this tire. I'll throw this video up on my YouTube channel, so if you're checking it out there, thank you much. Again, I know short little videos here and there, but it's just what it'll be for a little while here. Hope you enjoy my reviews on YouTube, and hope to catch some of you guys live one day. Have a wonderful rest of your day.